Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Mr. President, dear Andrej, Mr. Deputy Prime Minister, dear Miro. It truly is a pleasure to be here today. And don't worry, Andrej, this is one of the countries where actually people can pronounce my last name. There are many of the countries where they can't. But this is something that we all have to deal with personally. Ladies and gentlemen, truly is wonderful to be in Bratislava, in Slovakia today. There are so many things that we've already talked about during my meetings with President Kiska, with the Speaker of the Parliament and the Prime Minister. So many things that our countries share together. And I like to say it's not just the common history, but first and foremost the common future that we share and will be sharing, not just in the context of the European Union and NATO, but within the context of our neighborhood of Central Europe, because both Croatia and Slovakia, we truly are Central European countries, and we add that Mediterranean Adriatic dimension to Central Europe with our Adriatic Sea, where all Slovaks, all Slovakians are more than welcome, and where I hope that all of them feel so much at home. So at the beginning, let me just outline some of the aspects that we discussed today together with President Kiska and other officials here in Slovakia. We have confirmed that our countries have great relations and excellent cooperation, but that also there is much room where we can do more, both bilaterally and together in multilateral organizations and institutions. Our relationship is founded among similar histories of our countries, and the many prominent Slovaks and Croats, humanist intellectuals, bishops, who have throughout our history contributed not only to linking our nations, but also to the advancement of our common culture, science, and economy. And we have given a great mark not just to our own region, but really to the European and global space. Of course, during today's discussions, we not only talked about our cultural and historical heritage, but also agreed and highlighted that our rich and outstanding relations should be translated into more concrete aspects of cooperation, including, first and foremost, economic cooperation, business-to-business relations, and people-to-people contacts. One of the aspects of such cooperation is the one within the framework of the V4 group and the coalition of the European Union member states from the Baltic and the Adriatic to the Black Seas. This year I had the honor to attend the V4 meeting in Hungary. I hope we will keep the V4 plus format plus Croatia, and that in the near future we can also meet in Croatia as well and discuss many areas of common issue. And as you know, I have also been an energetic proponent, so to say, of this Adriatic, Baltic, Black Seas cooperation framework, where we unite the Central European vertical line from the north to the south. As it's my opinion that when we started reintegrating Europe, or the better term is actually consolidation of Europe, of the European Union, we built the links between the East and the West, but we have neglected the North-South relationship. And we need to do more in order to connect the area in terms of transportation, energy security, diversification of energy sources, people-to-people contacts, business-to-business contacts, science, innovation, and all of the areas that you have mentioned as well. So this cooperation is interwoven with common interests, which will, through common political action and mutual support, promote trade, investment, infrastructure development, and business benefits for both of our economies. By improving connections in energy, in transportation, communication, and in other fields, we will increase the competitiveness of our economies, and we will open perspectives for new development, which will be not only in the huge market of the 500 million people in the European Union, but I believe globally as well, as today's economy is becoming much more globalized. So in this context, I will very much encourage what you have talked and will be talking about today, especially the new startup companies and especially cooperation within the energy infrastructure network, hoping that Croatia will really start building the LNG terminal in Krk it is my idea that we start with a floating one and then build the stationary one, connect ourselves to the north of Europe, build the interconnectors with reverse flow to Hungary and to Ukraine, in which way we will also politically stabilize our region, ensure for lower energy prices for both businesses and domestic consumption, and in that way also to increase our competitiveness. Also, looking at the prospects for building our own transportation infrastructure, the ports of Rijeka, Ploče, and others, connecting them via transportation links to Budapest, to Vienna, to Bratislava, and other centers will bring us closer together and will make what we do so much more easier. I told President Kiska this morning, I arrived by car yesterday. We drove from Zagreb. 2 points. One, of course, is to demonstrate that in times of economic hardship, we all have to behave responsibly when it comes to funding from the state budget. But secondly, and more importantly so, to demonstrate how close Zagreb and Bratislava are. It took us only about 4 hours of really nice driving, not speeding, but nice driving to get from Zagreb to Bratislava, which obviously shows that doing business together, regardless of all the links that we have in terms of internet and e-communications, but doing business physically is possible and will be even better when we add to our infrastructure and intermodal communication systems in this Baltic, Adriatic, Black Sea areas. So trade links and mutual investments were also emphasized as important issues during our conversations today. It is evident that cooperation between Croatian and Slovakian companies has developed to a certain level to our mutual benefit and satisfaction. A breakthrough was made in commodity trade. Here we witnessed a double-digit increase with Croatia experiencing a deficit. Slovakian companies invested 6 times more in Croatia than Croatian companies in Slovakia. 118.8 million to 18.9 million euros respectively. This is an area where I do believe we can do a lot more, and I make a commitment as President of Croatia that I will be working with the future government in order to improve the business and entrepreneurship climate and investment climate in Croatia with all the particulars that it entails, which I don't have to explain today because I'm sure that you understand what businesses are facing today in Croatia. We agree that these and all other economic indicators should and can be improved. There is room for further economic development in industry as well as in development in the transport of goods and services, as I mentioned already, especially through the Croatian maritime ports. This business forum is an excellent platform to create new business opportunities, to make them concrete. I'm glad that you already had an opportunity to listen to presentations on the business environment and investment opportunities in Croatia and Slovakia, and I trust that the continuation of your meeting will be equally successful and informative for all of you. Here I must thank the Croatian Chamber of Economy, the Slovak Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Investment Promotion Agencies for their timely recognition of opportunities for faster development of our economic cooperation, as well as on the activities that they have undertaken already. These opportunities are great indeed, ranging from the exchange of goods and services, common appearances in the third markets, common participation in European projects, to attracting investment and development of a common network of distribution and value chains. Cooperation among entrepreneurs is key to the development of our economic relations and our economies. In order to accelerate this, it is necessary to develop better coordination between our countries, but also between business to business. For this, we need to establish even stronger cooperation in the field of investment policy, international trade, and internationalization of small and medium enterprises. We have to prepare the field for you, in which you will be able to develop your cooperation successfully and without obstacles that you are facing today. We're aware that differences in culture, economies, and political systems, the processes of internationalization of entrepreneurships, and appearance in foreign markets can be difficult in the countries that do not have similar systems that we do. However, in our case, such barriers do not exist. We're traditionally, culturally, as I said, geographically close, and we belong to one European family. However, we need to focus on detecting the remaining legal, regulatory, and administrative barriers and measures of assistance to small and medium-sized enterprises so that you can realize your business interests in a quicker and a simpler way. We need to explore what measures are necessary to make doing business easier in both of our countries. This opens the door for opportunities for strengthening of our economic links in the field of investment. I'm confident that further improvements to the Croatian investment and entrepreneurship climate will continue to encourage Slovakian investment activities on the Croatian market. Please do explore Croatia's investment opportunities and comparative advantages, incentive measures that promote and will continue to be passed in order to promote investment projects and generally better investment conditions for new business undertakings. All of this is needed for our companies to translate the great interest they demonstrate here today into concrete cooperation, which is crucial for further development of our economic relations and of our economies. So, dear entrepreneurs, I encourage you to find common interests, to find concrete business opportunities, and propose completely new forms of economic cooperation. It will be my pleasure and, of course, my duty to follow up and to promote your business and your cooperation. Speaking for myself, and I believe that President Kiska agrees with me, I must say that I feel this great responsibility for the development of our economies and of our mutual relations, and for supporting each other in the context of the European Union, NATO, and other international organizations. Therefore, please do not hesitate to contact me and my office directly and personally. I'm always ready to discuss any issues and to advocate and remain completely open to every form of mutually beneficial cooperation. Dear President, I cannot conclude my address without saying a few words about your beautiful country. Slovakia represents one of the most successful economic stories in this part of Europe, and my Croatian colleagues will know how often I mention Slovakia in the Croatian public as an example that should be followed in terms of bringing about economic growth and creating employment and doing business, attracting investment. After significant economic reforms during the 90s, successful EU integration, and after a series of years of economic growth in export and improvement in the quality of life, you're in the group of the fastest growing economies in the European Union. This is something you should be congratulated on and something that you should be proud of. And I truly wish you further development in line with the plans, endeavors, and desires of the Slovak people. I wish you all the best, and I wish you a lot of success in pursuing your duties. Thank you.